I'm active, I'm walking, I'm doing classes, I'm showing up. Why am I still not seeing the results that I want? This is one of the most frustrating things I see for women in midlife because it's not that you're lazy, it's not that you're not doing anything. You're putting in your efforts, but the effort is not always aimed at the right thing. One client shared that she was lifting heavier and started to feel excited about that. Another client talked about how her clothes were feeling looser. And then the conversation moved into this bigger question: what actually works for fat loss, bone health, and strength after 40? Because women are out there, they're doing their walk and their Pilates, their high rep classes and boot camp style stuff. And then they're thinking, well, this should be enough, right? Those things are valuable. Walking is great. Pilates is fabulous for the core and stability. Classes most certainly can be fun, but on their own, they may not be enough to change your metabolism and protect those good old bones. And that's where the real conversation started. The myth that being active automatically means that your body is getting the right signal, especially for fat loss. But your body is not just asking, did you move today? It's asking, did you challenge me enough to adapt? That is the difference. A lot of midlife women are doing workouts that feel hard because they're sweaty, fast, and high rep. But hard does not always mean effective. You can be exhausted and still not building no darn muscle. You can be sweating your butt off and still not creating the progressive overload that you need for your body. And you can still be doing a lot and still not giving your body that signal that it needs for change. This is where strength training becomes so important. Muscle, it's not just about looking good and sexy. Muscle is a metabolic organ. That means that muscle is out there helping your body use energy better, regulate your blood sugar better, and support fat loss better. And at the same time, those good old bones, they like to respond to that weight load and progression. It's not just movement, it's not just effort. It is the load that we put on our joints. When estrogen, good old estrogen, drops in midlife, we lose muscle more easily. We lose bone density more easily. And fat loss, as we feel it, it becomes way harder. That doesn't mean that our bodies are broken and useless. It means that the strategy just simply has to change. On the call, we start talking about osteopenia, osteoporosis, because this is something that many women over 45 are worried about. This is what I told the group. Your body, it's still adaptable with osteopenia. Bone density can improve with osteoporosis. The goal here may be to just slow it down, stabilize it, and sometimes improve it. But it does require getting in the right inputs. And those inputs are not just workouts, they are strength training, enough protein, enough food, and getting enough recovery. This is where so many women are getting stuck. Y'all out there trying to eat less. You're still trying to do more cardio and you're avoiding heavier weights. And then you're out there wondering, well, why is my metabolism slower? And why is your body feeling more resistant? You cannot build muscle if you are constantly under fueling yourself. And without muscle, fat loss is just getting harder. What I told the group was this: the goal, it's not more workouts. The goal is getting in the right workouts. For most women, that means building towards strength training at least 3 to 4 times out of the week. Not 7 days. We're not trying to crush yourself every single day. What you just need is 3 to 4 solid sessions where you're actually challenging your body. And then supporting that body with daily movement because walking, good old walking, that still matters. Those steps, those 8 to 10,000 steps, they matter. Your daily movement matters, especially if you are in a fat loss phase. Walking, it's going to help with digestion, stress, blood sugar, and your total daily energy burn in your body. We're not going to throw away some good old walking. We're just not asking walking to do the job of strength training. Same thing with the popular weighted vests. Can they be helpful? Yes. Are they the same as lifting weights? No. A weighted vest, it adds a load to walking, but it does not replace progressive strength training. And this is where we talked about classes, and this is where I might step on some toes. Pilates is great for core control and stability, but most Pilates classes do not provide enough load to build muscles or support bone density. And high intensity classes like Orange Theory, Barry's Boot Camp, or boot camp style workouts, they can be useful, but in small doses. But if you're doing them 4 or 5 times out a week and you're not recovering and you're not progressively building strength, that is going to become a problem. I've had clients who were extremely consistent with those classes. They worked hard, they showed up, they was sweating their good old butts off. And still, they were struggling to lose weight because women over 40, fatigue matters, stress matters, recovery matters so much for us. Our cortisol, if you're not done with hear that word, cortisol matters. You cannot keep pushing harder and expect your body to respond better. So, one practical shift from this call was this: look at your week. Ask yourself, am I training to challenge my body or am I just staying busy? That's the question. Because busy workouts are not always effective workouts. A simple place to start is choosing one thing this week that helps you train with more purpose. Maybe that's choosing a slightly heavier weight. Maybe that's just getting consistent with 2 or 3 strength trainings. Maybe that's walking after one of your meals. Just one little shift. Not everything, one. I'm curious, have you ever felt like you were just doing a lot, but your body still wasn't changing the way that you expected? Drop a comment and let me know because this is a common midlife pattern, y'all. The takeaway for this week is being active, it is a great start. But if your goal is fat loss, stronger bones, a better metabolism, and long term health, your body, it's going to need a much stronger signal. Strength training gives your body that signal. Listen, girls, our bodies are not broken. You are not out there failing, but you may just be using a strategy that worked in your 20s, but no longer works the same way now. These are the type of conversations that we have weekly in my group coaching calls. If you're navigating midlife and want support like this, you can find coaching details in the description. Keep moving, keep glowing, and remember, you are sexy, strong, and unstoppable.